Good evening everyone and welcome to TTL F1. It is the season finale here in Abu Dhabi, and as you can probably tell, I'm not Andy and I'm not Kieran McGinley either. I am James Head 14. I've been called in late replacement here. Andy moving house currently, Kieran called up to the esports playoff event, so we are going to be rolling solo here tonight, and I think it's the first ever TTL F1 solo commentary that you will ever see really on this channel, and being caught a bit off guard. I wasn't expecting to be commentating solo, which is a shame, but I'm here. I'm going to be giving you the best possible action from the best possible league here in TTG. It's TTL F1 of course, and we are taking place round Abu Dhabi, and there is still a championship battle to be won. It is between, of course, Lyronix and Spike, and of course last week in America it was Jack who actually took the win. Second went to Lyronix, really putting him right at the top of the standings on 183 points. Spike finishing third last week on 174 points. It is going to be very intriguing to see how this race is going to pan out. Running through the rest of the standings, we've got Lyronix obviously on 183, Spike on 174, 9 points separating. And the championship permutations are as follows. If Spike wins the race, Lyronix will need P2 to win the championship, and it'll end up being 201 to 199. There's a lot of permutations, so I'll try and keep on top of them as much as possible during this. If Spike is P2, then Lyronix will need P4 to win the title. And also if Spike is P2 and gets fastest lap, Lyronix, and if Lyronix is P5, Spike gets the title on countback. This is the tiny little margins that we're going to be talking about here tonight in TTL F1. Spike P3. If Spike finishes P3, Lyronix will need P6 or P7 in the fastest lap. Spike, if he gets P4, Lyronix will need P8 to win the title. If Spike gets P4 and fastest lap, Lyronix needs P7. There's a lot of championship permutations. There's a lot of scenarios where this race could go, and hopefully we do get to see some great racing out on track. Only the 14 drivers here tonight. I'll take you through the rest of the standings before we get underway here. Of course, short qualifying and 50% race format. Jackson in third in the title. Looks like he's wrapped up that third place with 118 points. Clear of Sean on 68 points. Still Warren in fifth on 60. Then it's T-Row in sixth on 58. Then Recon in seventh on 49. Navy in eighth on 37, with the Goat in ninth on 32. And Lighty on 26 in 10th position. Running down the rest of the field and rest of the standings, Mays on 19 points. Sam Saunders, debutant last time out. Fantastic to see him racing in TTL. He's on 16 points. Alan Kay on 13 points. S. Graham on 10. Crazy Legs on 8. Uzi and Oldman Barry on 6 points. Liam Hustwick on 3 points. And a bit of breaking news regarding Liam Hustwick and another driver here in TTL F1, George. Will be serving race bans here tonight, so you're not going to be seeing them out on track or indeed in this qualifying session. They both have race bans. Constructor standings though already wrapped up. Mercedes have taken the title on 292 points. Racing Point have taken second on 219 points. The battle we're going to be seeing for the constructors is between Red Bull and McLaren, and it looks as if both teams might be represented by at least one driver. I know Dill Warren representing Red Bull there. And I think McLaren have got 2 drivers as well. T-Row and Lighty are the 2 that are going to be racing for them. And it's on 115 and 110 points respectively. We are now getting action out on track here in Abu Dhabi. Beautiful midnight conditions here. Perfect night racing conditions here. And the first car to come out on track, we'll see very shortly who the first car is going to be out on track. It's going to be one of these 3. It's going to be Navy out in out first, out in qualifying. He's on the soft compound of tyre. There are 3 compound of tyres here tonight. Of course, the softs, mediums and the hards. The medium compound of tyre being the yellow wall tyre and the white wall tyre of Sean, currently sitting in the Lyronics as well, going on the hard compound of tyre, and that's just to confirm that he is on the hard compound of tyres as well. And of course, if you are tuning in for the very first time here into TTL F1, welcome. I'm Gemshead14. I'll be bringing you the action here tonight round Abu Dhabi. It is the season finale. I wasn't expecting to be called up very late. I knew I was going to do a co-commentary with Kieran, but never knew I would be doing a solo commentary because of the late call-up for the esports playoff event for Kieran, of course. That's why you're not seeing him. And Andy, of course, moving house. No internet until next Thursday, apparently. We wish him well in all that move from everyone here at TTG. But TTL F1, May's, of course, saying it's dry. I wouldn't expect anything else here in Abu Dhabi. 21 turns away at the drivers here tonight, of course. Famous, of course, for the grandstand section, which we've just seen underneath. Navy about to start a lap. We'll take you through the track as it goes along, and we're right on board, in fact, with Navy coming around the final corner, around turn 21, and that's not how you take turn 21. That's an out. Navy is out the session. That is he just overpowered it out the final corner. The back end has caught out. That's such a shame. Recon then is on a lap in the meantime, so Recon on a lap here in TTL F1, and we'll go on board with him through the first sector. Very short first sector around here, sub 17s are possible, 17.1 there for Recon. And I said a soft compound of tyres, very nice through the first chicane at turn 5, 6, and now through the hairpin at turn 7. Now running down the first DRS straight, of course, 2 DRS straight here in Abu Dhabi. There are rumours going around that a third might be added on the start-finish straight. That remains untrue at the minute, but that's a rumour that I've heard anyways around here. Recon now coming up towards the second chicane at turns 8 and 9. Then through the little kink at turn 10, just overcutting it slightly. Warren has left the session. There. I think he's got 10 seconds added onto his time, if I recall, as well. Recon then coming down towards the end of the middle sector. 56.7 through the middle sector there for Recon. Very nice. Through turns 11, 12 and 13, flicking right, left and right. Goodness me. Left, right and left, I should say. Through turn 14 now, then on towards this final technical section in sector 3. Through a double right-hander 15 and 16, then to turn 17 and 18, then on the grandstand at turn 19. Very tricky corners here tonight. Through turn 19 there. Oh, just gets caught on the curb. Slightly, nearly overspun it into the wall. Recon then through turn 20. Now through the final corner he comes. What's it going to be to start off with? This is looking like a very competitive lap. It's a 34.5 for Recon. Very nice lap there from him. We'll see who else is on a lap in the meantime. The Gorse is just reaching the end of his lap. We'll go on board with him. Of course, this is the Yas Marina circuit, not to be confused with the Marina Bay circuit at Singapore, which we're going to be going to in real life this weekend for Formula 1. Starts tomorrow, in fact, as does the Rugby World Cup as well. But the Gorse, Lyronics with a 36.7, Alan Kay with a 38.1 early on, about 5 minutes, just under 5 minutes through qualifying. The Gorse coming through the final corner then will nick into second here, 35.3, 8/10 per second off Recon. Very nice lap there. And the flag of the United Arab Emirates flies high above the track here tonight in Abu Dhabi. Spike then through the final sector. Of course, Spike is in this championship challenge. It's him and Lyronics to battle it out. Spike, interestingly, going for a set of soft compound of tyres early on in his first stint. Lyronics going for a set of hards. T-Wall has just gone second with a 35.1. In the meantime, 6/10 off Recon. Spike then coming around the final corner looking very competitive. Has run out of VRS, and I think that is a banker lap being set there by Spike. He's going to probably rejoin back into the pits. Jack has now left the session, which is a shame. He took the win last time out, of course, in America. 118 points for third in the title. He's already wrapped that up, luckily. Might be quite a few connection issues going on here tonight. We'll bear with in a minute. I'll check through the comments section though in the meantime. Crazy Legs has gone 6th with a 37.5. Nice lap from him. Got Sean on a lap as well through the middle sector. We'll ride on board with him down the straight as soon as I check the comment section here. Navy saying nobody saw that. Unfortunately, I think the 3 viewers that are watching sadly caught that. that is a shame. He's the first one, of course, DNFing out of this qualifying session. Sean coming through the middle sector now at the first chicane at turns 8 and 9. Then through the kick at turn 10, of course, onto the F2 start-finish straight. The F2 cars will be coming around here. Recon has now left the session as well. Quite a lot happening here tonight. I'm not sure if there's any issues going on, possibly, with PSN. I know we're all fine on my end, and I think we're all fine on the stream as well, so hopefully nothing untoward happening. I'm just going to check the chat just to see if anything is happening. Apparently there might be game sound issues is what we're seeing in the chat. Dill Warren asking for an invite. By the way, if anybody does want to invite him, I can't, sadly. Race director, I can't do it physically because I'm a spectator. In the meantime, Sean coming around the final corner. Looks like he could go ahead. I thought he was going to go ahead of Crazy Legs there, but he's ahead of Allman Barry, the 38.2. Nice lap by him. And Allman Barry, of course, signing up for another season of TTL F2. Good to see everyone joining back in after sound glitches costing a few of the drivers their time so far. Still yet to see laps from Maze, Lighty, Jack and Dill Warren, but in the meantime, sit back and relax. We're through just under 7 minutes in qualifying, approaching minute 8, approaching the halfway stage quite quickly now. We're on board with the Lyronics though in the meantime. The German, the current championship leader, looking to seek retribution from TTFL last week, of course, the dramatic final race of the season, which I sadly missed. Lyronics coming across the line does improve, and he's only 1,000th off Spike. I'll tell you what, 1,000 separating the two championship contenders, and they're on completely different tyres. You might be thinking to yourself, well, I fancy Spike, I fancy Lyronics for qualifying on pole position, possibly, if he goes under a set of softs. I don't bet you wrong at all, whoever's thinking that. I do not bet you at all. We're through 8 minutes then in qualifying. It is Recon who is in front, from T-Row in second. The Gort in third. Bit of a mix-up in the top 3, really. You don't often see some of those drivers up there. Recon and T-Row producing very nice laps as well. So is the Gort. Both into the 34s and 35s, respectively. Got action now coming out the pits. We're about to see Jack coming out on track as well. Crazy Legs about to exit the pits. In the meantime, of course, going under downhill section, going through under the downhill, under the tunnel. Really get a nice sound, sense of sound out of that. Crazy Legs then coming out the pits. About halfway through in qualifying. There's not really much action happening out on track. I don't think there's anyone, apart from Lyronics, who's on a down lap. I don't think there's anybody that is out on a lap at the minute, so I think we'll keep on board with Crazy Legs for now. He's on a set of soft compounder tyres, gets out of the way of the car who came up behind him. I think that was Jack that just came out behind him. It is Jack just now ahead of him, so we'll go on board with him because he'll be the first one to come around and set a time. But hopefully everyone enjoying the stream so far and enjoying the comment section. While there's a bit of downtime in qualifying, I just want to update you on some of the things that's been happening in Formula 1 recently. Robert Kubica confirming today he is not going to be racing next season for Williams. I didn't doubt that for 1 minute. I think I think Williams have got to be looking towards the future. Nicholas Latifi is very highly rumoured to be getting that Williams seat, and also today confirmed Grosjean and Magnussen signing on to Haas for another year, and a massive rumour going around that I've heard, Hulkenberg going to be going to Alfa Romeo, Giovinazzi possible reserve driver for Ferrari. Don't take it too literally, because I'm not sure if we will see those things come true, and if I've just predicted them, then you can thank me later. In the meantime, we've got drivers out on track. Lighty is coming through the final sector, 57.1 through the middle. Recon just get out of the way there on an outlap. Current pole sitter, more than halfway through qualifying, and Lighty on a lap coming through this final sector. Very technical final sector, especially this right-hander. If you get the braking zone wrong there, he can really lock up and go into the corners. Now through turn 18, then through turn 19. Looking very nice through there, I've got to say, Lighty in the McLaren. Of course, McLaren hoping to get a double point score here tonight. Lighty now through the final corner. Looking good this lap, actually. Could go second here, ahead of his teammate, and he does. 34.9, very nice lap. Got Dil Warren coming through the final sector as well. 57.7, again through the middle sector for him. So Dil Warren now through turn 20. Then through turn 21, it looks like he's invalidated, so he's coming straight back into the pits. Jack then on a lap. 56.6 through the middle sector. That's the quickest first sector I think we've seen so far here tonight. And Jack will be hoping to continue that outrageous form that he is maintaining recently. First, second and first out of his last 3 races. Fantastic form to be in, and I think Jack, possibly if the championship was a little bit longer, he'd be coming up on the rails, possibly trying to get that championship win. Out of his reach, however, it is still between his teammates Spike and Lyronix. Jack then through the final corner now, and I think this is going to be pole position. Recon crossed the line. Jack across the line. It's an invalidated lap at the final corner, I think that was. 33.9 that was from Jack. Very unlucky with the invalidation. Alan Kay is on a lap at 10th down in the first sector. Crazy Legs has improved 1.1 seconds. 36.4 for him. Got Spike on a lap through the middle sector as well. In the meantime, we'll go on board with Gort, who's coming through the grandstand section now. Under at turn 18 and 19. I think he's invalidated this. Yeah, the Gort has invalidated this. T-Raw coming across the line. Goes and jumps ahead of his teammate by a 10th of a second. 34.8 there from T-Raw. Very nice lap. Lighty with a 34.9. The Gort coming into the pits. May's retiring from the session. Not sure if he's lost that out on track, and Recon improves. 34 flat. Very nice lap there from Recon. Are we going to see somebody knock a 33 in? Jack was very, very close with a 33.9. He has, however, invalidated this lap. He's not on a lap here. We'll go back on board with Alan Kay. In fact, he's just coming into the pits as well. So I think 2 to watch on board with were going to be Spike and Lyronix, and both of them are not on any sort of lap. So just seeing, Ulman Barry's on a lap, 9/10 of a second up through the middle sector. 57.3 I think that was through the middle sector as well. Not too shabby. There's a car on his inside. That's Spike getting out of the way. Spike getting out of the way very nicely there. Ulman Barry through in that Williams, nearly chopping me off in the camera on the camera there. Ulman Barry then coming through the final corner, looking very nice. He's going to go ahead of Spike, I think, with this lap. He doesn't. He jumps into 7th, just behind Lyronix and just ahead of Crazy Legs. And in fact, going quicker than Crazy Legs on a different compound of tyre. Very nice lap that from Ulman Barry with a 36.4. And I've received confirmation that he will be running in TTL F2 next season. So you're going to be seeing him possibly in both formulas. And I think you will be seeing him in both formulas as well. Of course, I may remind anyone that is wanting to sign up to TTL F1, if you are a driver and you haven't signed up yet, you were a driver this season and you haven't signed up, there is a deadline. 12 noon Sunday afternoon. That I'm reporting, I know it, quite literally. But that is going to be the deadline. If anybody doesn't sign up before then, those seats will be given away to other prospective drivers. That means new recruits. Dil Warren on a lap though, coming through turn 1. Really attacked this. But just coming out the pits there, I'm not sure who that might have been. There is a car just coming out behind him. I'm just going to pick up on that. It is Lighty just coming out the pits, in fact. 17.1 through the first sector for Dil Warren. He's on a set of medium compound of tyres, so we should be seeing him well up there with the pace, I would imagine, here tonight. Looking at the comments section though in the meantime, as we just ride on board with Dil Warren running down the straight towards turns 8, 9 and 10 respectively. Just looking on board, I hope Hulkenberg gets the alpha seat, says Lyronix, and Spike saying I backed off over the line, but yeah. So Hulkenberg possibly getting the Alfa Romeo seat, I think that'll definitely be something that could be very interesting and see to develop over the next few days or so. Dil Warren then on the lap, 57.6 through the middle. I think that's one of the quickest middle sectors that we've seen. Not sure if that was an invalidation, but we'll keep on board with him in the meantime on a lap. I think Lyronix might be on a lap as well. Is he on a lap? Yeah, he's just through sector 3 in fact, so Lyronix ahead of Dil Warren here out on track, so we'll go on board with him in the racing point. Of course, current championship leader. Championship permutations, if Spike wins, Lyronix has to finish second to win the title. There are many scenarios which I'm not going to bother running through. This is a very decent lap from Lyronix, 35 flat on a set of medium compound of tyres. I think he's wanting to say to Spike, come and get me. Fantastic lap from him. Dilwarren then through, in fact he was just ahead of him out on track, and he invalidated his lap as I thought he did. There's a driver just coming out of the pits, I think. That's Spike just coming out of the pits, I do believe. One of the two Mercedes. It's Jack, in fact, just coming out of the pits. So Dilwarren on a lap. Lighty has just started one, I think. We're on board with Sean. He's improved 1.1 seconds. Nice lap there by Sean. 37 flat. 1 minute and 30 seconds left in qualifying, and if anybody is not at the pits, then I'm afraid you're not going to be getting a lap time set in. Old man Barry is the only one, I think, that's not going to be setting any sort of time here tonight for the rest of this session. Anyways, Mays and Navy obviously retiring at the session. Navy losing it at that final corner. Not sure what happened with Mays. Hopefully we can pick up on that very soon. Dilwarren through the middle sector, faster through the middle sector than his last lap, 57.4. Now it's much neater through that middle sector, through that left-right-left combination of the chicane. Coming through sector 3 now, coming towards turns 18 and 19, the double left-hander under the grandstand section. Very similar to what you see in Singapore, of course, don't get confused. This is the Yas Marina circuit, not the Marina Bay circuit, like in Singapore, which you'll be seeing this weekend in real life. Dilwarren coming through the final corner, however. I think he might just go ahead of Gort here with this lap, and he doesn't. He's just shy of Gort, 35.3. I think he'll be happy with that, to be honest. Dilwarren, a very nice lap there from him. Alan Kay is on an out lap. Sean is on a down lap as well. Spike through the middle sector. What is he doing? Lyronix not improving. 400ths up from Spike. He's on a set of medium compound of tyres. We should, of course, see a lot of improvement through that final sector with him braking before the pit lane, before the start-finish line, I should say. Spike coming across the line. That is the end of qualifying. Already over. 18 minutes gone like that. Lyronix, Old Man Barry and Jack unable to set any lap time. Bit of a shock from Jack right down at the bottom there in 14th position. That's where he's going to be starting from. Spike then coming through the final two corners, turns 20 and 21, looking very nice through there. Through turn 21, looking good. Is he going to go ahead of Lyronix? Yes, he does. And he goes third, in fact, as well. Great lap time from Spike with a 34.9. And it's a 10.5 of a second separating Spike and Lyronix out on track. Very interesting. Lighty, 500th up through the middle sector. T-Raw is only a 100th up through the middle sector. So let's see what he can do through this final sector. 34.8. He's got to find 8/10 at this final sector. It's nigh on impossible, I think. He's not going to be improving, I don't think, either. He just does by about a 10.5. 34.7 there from T-Raw. Let's see who else is on a lap. We've got Alan Kay on a lap. We've got Crazy Legs on a lap as well. Dilwarren through the final corner, not improving. Just trying to pick up. Lighty not improving. It's Crazy Legs then. And then I think it's Alan Kay and then Sean will be the last three. Recon is also on a lap as well and comes across the line. 33.6 for Recon, just ahead of his teammate there. He's better come across the line now, who we're focusing on. He's 1,000 slower, Crazy Legs. That is a shame. Alan Kay then on a set of soft compound of tyres. Should see a notable improvement from Alan Kay. Very nice lap this, and he goes just in behind Dilwarren. Very nice lap there from the Irishman. Sean across the line, not in, well, he does improve by 4 tenths per second, but not improving enough. And Lighty coming back into the pit lane, just needs him to retire from the session. That is qualifying over though. Recon on top, T-Raw second, Spike in third. Not what I would class as a predicted top 3, to be honest. Lighty in 4th, Lyronix in 5th, Gort in 6th, with Dilwarren, Alan Kay, Old Man Barry, Crazy Legs top 10, Sean, Mays, Navy and Jack, your top 14 drivers who are out on track here tonight. But of course everyone will be tuning in for the championship battle, and it is Spike who is in that championship battle, and I think he's got a bit of an advantage here, gaining 2 positions ahead of Lyronix to start off this race, finishing 3rd in qualifying, Lyronix in 5th. And I even get XP. That's the first time I've got XP in bloody months on this game. Fantastic. Recon 1.1 seconds quicker than everyone else out on track. Very nice lap from him. T-Raw in 2nd with Spike in 3rd, Lighty in 4th, Lyronix in 5th, Very interesting, both starting on the mediums. Gort in 6th, Dil Warren in 7th, Alan Kay in 8th, Oldman Barry in 9th, Crazy Legs in 10th. Remember, top 10 will start on those tyres that you see on your screen. Sean on the mediums, starting 11th, he will get a free choice. Mays and Navy not in any times, as well as Jack, who invalidated at the session as well, which is a shame for Jack. But 14 drivers to do battle here, around 28 laps of the Abu Dhabi circuit at Yas Marina for the season finale of TTL F1. Who is your money on? Put down in the comments section who you think is going to win this race and who you think will win the championship battle as well. And I will make my prediction at the end of the formation lap as well. Looking through the comments section though, in the meantime, Recon saying he had a very good lap, Lyronic saying he had a huge lockup which cost me half a second, and Dil Warren saying he put too much fuel in, way too much fuel in, which is a shame for him, and we should be seeing him of course further up the grid. In the meantime though, 30 seconds now, countdown clock has started for the formation lap about to begin, and remember, championship permutations coming into tonight. Spike, if he wins, Lyronics has got to be second, and the championship will only be split by 2 points. And I really, really hope it's going to be like that. I really hope it's going to be. I don't think they're going to have the easy time of it here out on track. There are a few drivers that I think might just spoil the party for them here tonight, and then I'll put more championship permutations on the line here tonight. The formation lap though has begun, as I said, 28 laps round here or at the Yas Marina circuit in the beautiful United Arab Emirates. Recon setting out on pole position, of course. T-Raw second, Spike in third, with Lighty in fourth. Remember, the top 10 starting on the same compound of tyre that they qualified on. So you're seeing Recon, T-Raw, Lighty, Gort, Alan Kay and Crazy Legs all on the soft compound of tyres, which are the quicker compound of tyre, but they are less durable. Medium compound of tyres for Spike, Lyronics, the two championship leaders, Dil Warren and Oldman Barry on the mediums as well. They are probably going to be quicker than the softs, around 5, maybe 6 laps into this race, and if they can stretch it out to around lap 12, lap 13, you could see a one-stop strategy going into the hard compound of tyres. And the bottom 4, who have got free choice of tyres, Sean is the only one starting on a set of soft compound of tyres. Again, that's the softest compound of tyre available. It's less durable, but it is a lot quicker, especially towards the start of this race. Navy and Jack starting on the medium compound of tyres, as I've already explained, and Mays on the hard compound of tyre, which is the hardest of the 3 compound of tyres, way more durable than the other 2 compound of tyres, but a lot slower. So you are going to be seeing possibly Mays going for a longer stint in this race compared to the rest of the field. And he's the only one, as I said, out on hard compound of tyres here tonight. What is your top 3 predictions? Put them down in the comment section. Put down in the comment section as well who you think is going to win this championship battle. Love to read a few out. My top 3 for tonight. I don't think we're going to see anybody near Recon, to be honest, here tonight. I think Recon having the advantage through qualifying, a very quick formation lap here as well. So I think Recon is going to take it out on top. I think it's going to be T-Raw second, and for me, I've got to be honest, Lyronics possibly for third, and that will mean he'll win the championship. So I'm going for Lyronics to win the championship, his first ever title in TTL F1 if he takes it. Spike, of course, no stranger to win the championship, of course, here in TTL F1. But we are about to go green. The 5 red lights are now on for Abu Dhabi. It's the season finale, and it is lights out and away we go. Fantastic start from Recon, gets the jump. Very good start by Spike though off the line. Lyronics is already up to 4th around the outside of Lighty going through turn 1, but Recon holds on to the lead. T-Raw and Spike going side by side. Lyronics is through around the outside on Lighty. Very crucial that. Spike around the outside as well on T-Raw. Very quick opening. Mays has got out of the way early on and set a hard compound of tyres. Not sure if there's any contact further down the field, but certainly up the upper half of the field, all clean so far from what I've seen. Fantastic stuff. Recon through the hairpin at turn 7, leading the way and has got that break. 7/10 of a second with T-Raw in second, Spike in third. Lyronics chasing down his championship leader, his championship rival I should say. Lyronics of course running down the straight here. trying to catch. Lighty in behind in 5th, the Gort in 6th, Sean in 7th. Early on, there's a bit of scrimmaging and scrumping going on. Jack is up 5 positions early. He's up to P9, going around the outside of Alan Kay there into the chicane. Navy has also got Dill Warren back. Fantastic stuff from Navy on the set medium compound of tyres, but it is Recon who leads the way from T-Raw in 2nd, Spike in 3rd, Lyronix in 4th as they come through the end of the middle sector for the first time. Although Barry just running off track slightly, a little bit deep, and Navy goes around the outside of Alan Kay. Through the chicane he goes, and Dill Warren is also through in the background as well. So 2 for the price of 1 there. Navy and Dill Warren through on Alan Kay. Recon though, with the pace, has got away early on, 1.3 seconds. Position changes, Jack is up 5 positions, Sean up 4, Navy up 3, good starts from them, 1 positions gained for Lyronix and Allman Barry respectively. Everyone else so the stayed as they are or have dropped positions, most notably Alan Kane and Dill Warren losing 4 positions from the start. Recon 40.8 coming across the line to start lap 2. I think we might have a bit of a decent possibly going on with Navy. Just had a bit of a weird interval timing with him there. As Alan Kay now is getting overtaken by Crazy Late. So I have a feeling that was down the inside at turn 1. But we'll focus on this championship battle. It's between Spike and Lyronix, but of course T-Raw just ahead. 3-way battle for second beginning to develop out on track. He's just pulled away slightly here, Lyronix. It seems like the mediums might be working at a better temperature compared to the soft compound of tyres early on. But Spike and Lyronix holding on to the back of T-Raw here. Lighty just in behind the Gort, possibly getting close enough for a move. Trying to go around the outside into turns 8 and 9. Not quite enough. But just ahead, Lyronix tries to gain on Spike. 4/10 of a second, side by side now once again between Lighty and the Gort is going to try. Is he going to go for a dive bomb down the inside? Possibly. He'll think about it. He's not going to get the move done though. Going to go around the outside there. Maybe getting close to Jack as well in the meantime. Quite evenly spread out this field. The Gort right behind Lighty still. We'll focus on that for now. And through this technical final sector, Lighty got a bit of a red bar going on there. That might be me actually that has got the red bar. Do apologise. The Gort tries to go for the move down the inside. The gap is always going to close, I think, there. He's going to have to be careful to rejoin safely. He lets the guys through and he lets everyone else through. In fact, good sportsmanship shown there by the Gort. Going for a move I don't think really was there. The door closing in on him. I think as well, whoever was ahead of him had the right of the corner. I think it was Navy who was just ahead of him. Out on track, I'm pretty sure. Just correct me if I'm wrong. Recon though, 2.1 seconds. Of course, we're on to lap 3 now. This is where the DRS is now enabled. We're going to be seeing quite a few overtakes. And I've commentated on races around here at Abu Dhabi before, and I've got to say, I've never had a bad race. Never had a bad race whatsoever. Gort is round. The Gort is round at turn 3 there. That is at the right-hander. I think he's dropped the back end as a result. In the meantime, Jack on the back of Sean, trying to go around the outside now. He's got the DRS enabled on the medium compound of tyres. Jack going around the outside later on the break. Sean, I think, just backed off and broke a little bit earlier than normal. Goes for the move, and Dill Warren having a bit of contact with Allman Barry, and that is a bit of a coming together there between Warren and Allman Barry. Not sure. That might have to get investigated. Spike, in the meantime, going right around the outside. Now down the inside on T-Raw. Fantastic move that by Spike. He's up to P2. Brilliant, brilliant move on a set of medium compound of tyres. As I say, the medium compound of tyres coming together. Allman Barry and Dill Warren, speaking of coming together, I think they've had a little bit of an aggressive battle going on there, possibly. T-Raw though right on the back of Spike. We're on board with Lyronix's point of view at this moment in time. And T-Raw just beginning to drop off slightly. The Gort, the 3-second time penalty further down the field. He's currently in last place, 14th, out on track. Recon across the line, new fastest lap of the race, 39.5. Going to be very interesting and intriguing to see, because I think we're going to be seeing very soon the start of the battle for the lead, and Dill Warren and Allman Barry are into the pits as a result of that contact. Lyronix, much better run, much better exit. Is he going to try and go for the move? Not quite, not going to go for the move there. Recon leads the way though, 3.1 seconds, looking very comfortable out on track early on. It's Spike in second, T-Raw in third, Lyronix in fourth. We're now having a look as the Gort has retired out of the race. Unfortunate for him to retire out the race. I think we're getting a bit of lag going on the stream possibly, so I'll just fix that. Jack in the meantime going side by side with Lighty, 8 and 9. Jack trying to go all the way around the outside as well. It's going to be 3 wide running down the straight. This is fantastic. Jack just closing the door on Lighty there. As a result of the contact has came out the worst there, I'm afraid. That might just need to get investigated as well. Recon though in the meantime too. Jack in 5th, Lighty in 6th. Navy, possibly you could argue, going for a move that wasn't inside. I thought nicely, but maybe just a little bit aggressively. Of course, I don't mean to come along to try and get them to time. Navy with that front wing damage as a result of the contact with Lighty. He's into the pits. Don't think a set of hard compound of tyres will work. However, they could get to around that 20 and then he could put in for a set of soft compound of tyres towards the end of the race. Navy's race not over and done with, I've got to say. He could still nick out a top 5 out of this, I think. He's into the pit. It's a set of soft compound of tyres going on, so the strategy call that I've just tried to make for him has ended a little bit tragically. Spike in the meantime under pressure from T-Raw. 3-way battle for second about to get going. We've got yellow flag in sector 1. That's Crazy Legs out the race. Through sector 1, I have a feeling that was at turn 3. In the meantime, T-Raw going down around the outside now with Spike. I don't think he's going to fight the position. He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to. Bit of contact there, Sean. And Ironics is going to nick through on the inside. That is costly for Spike. That is very costly indeed. It's now championship rival Lyronix has got past him now the inside as a result of a little bit of contact with him and T-Raw. He might just feel slightly aggrieved by that, but Spike just needs to maintain his cool, and look at him. He is right on the back of Lyronix now, coming through this middle sector once again, through the end of the middle sector, now through into the final sector. A lot of lag being picked up again. I do apologise. I don't think it's my end. It could be something to do with my end, however. Recon though out on top, 4.4 seconds, has pulled away from this now 4-way battle for second. T-Raw, Lyronix, Spike and Jack is looking quicker than all 4 of all 3 of them ahead, I've got to say. Jack beginning to close in quite a rate of knots, so there's a lot of lag being picked up here. I'm not sure what is occurring. I'm going to turn off my iPad in the meantime. Lyronix, much better run through turn 3. Could try and size up a move down the inside into turn 4. Not going to work though. Then through turns 5 and 6. Left and right through the chicane. Lighty back into the pits. Getting as a result of that possible front wing damage with Navy. Lyronix though looking to get the move done on T-Raw. This is down the straight then. Down in towards turn 7 and 8, and it's already job done for the German, passing his compadre, and Lyronix is through. He's up to P2. Spike in behind, and Jack just in behind this as well. 4-way battle for second, as I say, developing up very nicely indeed. Recon 4.5 seconds out in front, maintaining that gap nicely. Those softs will begin to wear off, and T-Raw not getting involved in the championship battle. T-Raw letting through Spike there on the straight. You probably saw that quite clearly. That was a clear let through from T-Raw, who I think is probably not going to fight this, and I think, could he let Jack through and then come into the pits, I'm wondering now. Jack, though, wanting to get it done out on track, not going to go for a move there, through the double right-hander, and through the next right at turn 17, then through turn 18 to turns 18 and 19, through the double left. Looking nice. Jack right on the back of T-Raw. Is T-Raw now going to opt to come into the pits, I wonder? No, he's going to stay out there for another lap at least. Recon then leading the way. 3.9 seconds from Lyronix. Spike in 3rd, T-Raw in 4th, Jack in 5th. Lap 7 out of 28. If you're just tuning in, you've missed quite a lot already here in Abu Dhabi. It's the Yas Marina Circus. There's Recon who leads the way. 4 seconds the gap from Lyronix in 2nd, Spike in 3rd. Through the tricky turn 3 they go. Jack just loosening out our back end slightly. But fine through that. T-Raw right on the back of this as well. Sean down in 6th with Mays in 7th, Alan K in 8th, Navy in 9th, Lighty in 10th, Bill Warren in 11th, and Allman Barry in 12th. Crazy Legs and the Gort out of the race. I'm guessing both of them are at turn 3, however I'm not a mind reader at all. T-Raw looking a lot quicker than Jack here down the straight. There was a lot of lag being picked up here. Not sure what is going on. But Recon still leads the way. It's 4.1 seconds. Gap just beginning to extend out again now for Recon. Ironics in second, Spike in third, T-War fourth, Jack is fifth. Pretty much as you were as they come down the straight once again. Come through, Recon looking good, Ironics in second. Spike in third, and that is a 3-second time penalty being picked up there for corner cutting for Spike. So Spike, and now Jack, pretty much alongside T-War. Gonna try and go for the move through the double right-handed. Gonna try and launch it down the inside. I think never was gonna end well, that. I think he should have just stayed in behind and not attempted for the move. Again, Jack trying to get past T-War, who is looking slower than him. Jack, I think, just needs to bide his time and try and just sit in behind T-War here. As Recon is into the pits. So Recon is into the pits. That is a relatively expected pit stop at this stage in the race. Up 8 out of 28 he pits on. So a medium compound of tyres for Recon. I don't think we're going to see those go to the end of the race. I think a 2-stop is clearer than a 1-stop. In the meantime, Navy going around the outside of Alan Kay. This is a turn 20. Fantastic move from Navy around the outside of Alan Kay. Brilliant move. He picks up a 3-second time penalty as a result of that. But a very nice move nonetheless. Very good stuff. Spike on the back of Lyronics, 5.5 tenths. I've seen a move being pulled off from here before. Closing them down, closing. Spike is going to be very close at the end of the straight here. Is he going to try and launch it down the inside? He is. The Brit down the inside of the German just pushes him wide slightly. Going to try and get the switch back. Jack is getting involved in this as well. There is T1 behind. 4-way battle for the lead unfolding. Lyronics and Spike, the two championship leaders, now go side by side. And Spike, I think, might just stay in behind here. Is he going to try and go for a move down the inside? No, he's not. He backs off and gives him the right of room. So it's still Lyronics in front, Spike in second, but that is bringing his teammate Jack into play. Of course, after winning America last time out, his confidence brimming full, and Jack will be looking to try and skew that third place even further. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1 and Sector 2. I have a feeling that is Dill Warren. It is in fact Dill Warren, who was just retired out of the race. I think he must have lost it at the infamous turn 3 once again. Possibly the third driver claimed the victim around there. T1 now losing the time to the medium runners, and I think this is the time for T-War to come in, and he is. T-War is going to come in. Recon is already coming through turn 20, so T-War is going to be well behind, and I honestly think that Recon is going to be in an unassailable lead here, coming towards the end of the second pit stops that they will make, obviously out on track. These guys could go on a 1-stop. Be very intriguing to see what the team orders are at Mercedes. Is Spike the quicker driver, or is Jack the quicker driver, I wonder? Mercedes, of course, have already wrapped up the championship. 292 points, I do believe they've wrapped it up on. Of course, whatever they score tonight. It's 11 drivers going around out on track, and now with the DRS open, Jack will try and close in on his teammate, but Spike looks like he's got a quicker setup underneath him, and he is closing in on Ironics. Not going to be close enough for a move. And Jack not close enough for a move either on Spike. Lap 9 out of 28. We are pretty much a third of the way through here in Abu Dhabi, the Yas Marina circuit. Jack just beginning to attack the back end of Spike, who was just a little bit aggressive out of turns 8 and 9, lost the back end slightly. Coming through turn 11. Looking good. Ironic Spike, Jack through the middle sector, and now through the final sector they come. In the meantime, interesting battle going on further down the field. Sean has jumped ahead of Alan Kay now, so I think that's a move done for him. So Sean up to P9. Let's have a look at the fastest lap of the race. Recon with a 39.5. Coming fastest lap of the race, Spike losing control of the car there. Having a bit of a moment, and I think that was just team orders possibly there. So Spike is into the pits. Spike is into the pits. I'm not sure if he's picked up front wing damage. We'll watch this with bated breath. Lyronics will get ahead then, a little bit. Come in, set medium compound of tyres. No front wing change for Spike. Recon new fastest lap of the race with a 37.8. He's already gone past Spike down the straight. There is T-Roll and there is Spike. Watch out for this, because this is going to be very close coming out the pits. I think T-Roll might just have a slight advantage. He's going faster than Spike at this stage. T-Roll, I think, is just going to be coming ahead. There's Navy just in the background as well, and there he is. There is T-Roll, just out ahead of Spike. Coming through as Alan Kay has picked up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Of course, if he has to pit again, that will get served up in his time. Both Ferraris going at it though, Mays and Sean in the meantime. And Sean around the outside of Mays. I think there was a let through there. Sean is through on quicker tyres. Mays not having anything. And now Spike going for the move on T-Roll. This is crucial for a net battle for P2. And Spike is through. And he's got T-Roll, who, gotta say, managed the undercut quite well. But now Spike on a slightly fresher tyres, beginning just to power ahead once again compared to the German of T-Roll. Navy and Sixth will be hoping that these two battle and maybe just bring him into play a little bit. He's in soft compound of tyres, the only driver out on track, and is on a set of soft compound of tyres here tonight. We're slowly approaching the halfway stage here in Abu Dhabi. There's Lyronix who leads the way, with Jack in second, Recon in third, who has already been into the pit. Still Warren has left the session as a result of his spin earlier on. And Lyronix is into the pits, so Lyronix is in, responds to Spike, and this is going to be very interesting indeed. As you can probably tell, my voice is going slightly. I will have to drink a lot during this race. Lyronix then coming out the pits, Spike and T-Roll already at the final corner. I think this is only going to go one way, to be honest. Spike is going to be ahead, but where is Lyronix going to come out in all of this? I think he might just be ahead of his fellow compadre. We'll have a look. There is T-Roll, and there is Lyronix, and it's pretty much around the same gap as what Spike was to T-Roll last time around, when he came out of the pits, of course. Spike now into a net P2, Lyronix now net P4. What does that do to the championship standings, as we've got a bit of a desync going on there, and I think T-Roll is going to be leaving the session here. T-Roll, I think, has had a disconnect, and he has. That is so unfortunate for the German. T-Roll is out of the race. Hopefully he can get back in. Hopefully nothing untoward has happened to him. Hopefully we can get him back into the race. Somebody can send him an invite. That would be fantastic. That is so unfortunate. And I was just about to check the championship permutations, because it was going to be very, very close indeed. Just spreads out the field slightly. Lyronix on the back of Spike, getting closer, 1.3 seconds separating the main two out on track. 193 to 185, I do believe, is the title at the minute. The title battle. Hopefully we do get T-Roll back in. As I say, he was looking very decent for possible top 5, certainly maybe even a podium here tonight. Mediums not lasting well. Jack doing 12 laps now on those mediums. On to lap 12 he goes. Navy's gone through on T-Roll's AI car. So unfortunate. We're slowly approaching the halfway stage. And Jack leads from Recon in second. Jack is the only one, apart from Mays, who's still yet to pit. Jack is the only one that's yet to come into the pits. That's going to be an interesting thing to note as well. There is the gaps from the leader down. 4.3 seconds between Jack and Recon. It's 1.2 seconds separating, and I'm very glad to say that T-Roll is now coming back in to the session. His name just disappeared on the left-hand side of the screen. That normally is an indicator that means he is rejoining the session. Lyronix, though, beginning to close in. Not within DRS, he's within 9/10 of a second. I think Spike, has he dropped his ERS slightly? He has. He dropped his ERS. There's about 50% more ERS for the German compared to the Brit ahead. The Spike coming under pressure now. And I may remind you that is net P2 this is, and this is for the championship. This is for the championship. Lyronix getting closer under the DRS. I don't think he's going to go for the move. He's in 0 ERS. There is a yellow flag in sector 3. It's not one of the leaders. I have a feeling it's absolutely nobody. Unless it's T-Roll coming back in. I think it might have been T-Roll coming back in, to be honest. I'll just check that. He's still a goal scorer on my screen. Hopefully he can join back, as I say. But this is for the championship. It's between Lyronix and Spike. 0.3 per second as they come through. Both have made stops, as I said. Jack and Mays still yet to make stops out on track. Lyronix, you would feel, is probably slightly quicker than Spike with a lap fresher tyres underneath him. But the tyre temps working towards the mediums more than the soft compound tyres, where Navy is losing time now to these two. 6.7 seconds now, that gap out on track. Racing Point's looking good to secure that second place. Of course, they've already secured that second place in the Constructors. But it is Jack who leads the way. Recon in second. Jack doing a sterling job, I've got to say. He's yet to come into the pits. Possible one stop is likely then for Jack. when he does decide to come into the pits. Lyronix then, we're on the back of Spike. Is it going to be close enough this time, I wonder, the German? As he's now on the brick. T-Raw is back into the session and he's just rejoined, getting overtaken by Sean. And T-Raw's left the session again. That is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Spike then, just running slightly wide. Lyronix has got the better run. Now we're going to see him up into ERS. He wants this now, Lyronix. He's going to try and go all the way around the outside into turn 11. Turn 11 we go, side by side, Spike and Lyronix. Spike running them out of room. Good respect shown though between the two championship leaders, and it is still Spike who defends that position well. He's still ahead and he's in that net P2, current net P3 out on track. And that in behind, well off in the distance is Navy, about 7 seconds behind these two. These two possibly beginning to battle now, could bring him into play possibly later on. T-Raw's back in, and goodness for that, he is back into the session. Hopefully it is now for a longer time. We are now through halfway. It is Jack who leads the way, Recon in second, 9/10 of a second separating the two leaders, but we're going to focus continuously, I think, on Spike and Lyronix. 4/10 of a second separating down into turn 1, and the German will be looking to just pick the right moment for that move to happen, and I think it'll be down the straight, if anywhere. One of the two straights here. Through turn 3 they go, Spike and Lyronix. Looking nice, much better run again from Lyronix. Seems to be a lot more confident through turn 3 compared to Spike, who maybe just lifts off slightly. Recon then on the back of Jack. Are we going to see a move done down into turns 8, 9 and 10? There's a yellow flag in sector 3. Not sure who that is. Is that... Not sure who that is, in fact. Lyronix, right on the back, he's going to go down the inside here with Spike. Side by side they go, down into turns 8 and 9. At the chicane, Recon's through on Jack as well. Lyronix and Spike side by side, and Spike gets the better run. Lyronix just overrunning the curb slightly, and that is advantage now for Spike. The Brit beginning to pull away. No DRS for Lyronix either. So Spike has got that move back done. Lyronix was ahead of him. Spike, though, is back ahead. He's up to P3 once again. Recon, as I said, is now ahead of Jack. That was done down the second straight. So Jack, who we should be seeing come into the pits very soon, those tyres probably going to be worn, and you can see a lot of blistering now starting to occur down the left front tyre, right through the middle, right through the rim of the tyre, through the middle of the tyre. You're really seeing Jack now, the blistering starting to occur. So that's an interesting point to note, but these guys don't have to worry about blistering at this stage. It is Spike and Lyronix 3rd and 4th at this moment in time, and the championship battle rolls on. This is going to be really intriguing for the rest of this race. I cannot wait to bring you the second half of this race once again. Recon, Jack, Spike, Lyronix, top 4, Navy, Lighty, Sean, T-Raw, Maze, Alan Kane now in the points, passing old man Barry, who I have a feeling must have had a bit of a spin out on track. Old man Barry is now down to 11th out of the points. Alan Kay is up into P10 now, so that is going to be valuable points, and it'll be P9 as well, because Mates is still yet to come into the pits as well. But here comes Lyronix once again. Round 3 now between these two, and it's now easy pickings for Lyronix. Got the speed, got the slipstream. Out of the dirty air now of Spike. He's clean through and he's up to P3, but Spike now with the DRS will open it soon, and he does. He's going to come back, realise the straight line speed of Spike. He's closing in. Look at the speed difference here. Spike is trying to go around the outside. He would turn 11. Surely not around the outside. Brilliant move if he does pull it off, and he does. Spike pulls it off. What a move that is. That is unreal racing. Lyronix getting caught in the inside of the apex. Lyronix, in fact, having a bit of a weave. I'm not sure if we caught it off camera, maybe, that there was a little bit of contact. Spike maybe just overrunning the corner. Oh, Lyronix! No! Nearly into the wall. Lyronix, goodness me. Oh, calm the nerves, calm the nerves. And Spike has picked up another 3-second time penalty as well, so differing fortunes here on lap 16 as we just go on to lap 16 with these two. Spike now has got 2 penalties. I'll confirm this now, in fact, as we've got a better break in the action. Recon has only got 1 warning. Jack has only got 2 warnings. Spike, 2 penalties, 6 seconds worth. Lyronix, 3 seconds worth. He's doing enough so far. Navy, with 3 penalties early on, but he seems to sort himself out nicely there. Lighty has picked up a penalty and a few warnings. Sean with 2 warnings. T-Raw with a warning. Mays with nothing as per usual. Good stuff. Alan Kay with a 5-second stop go. Remember, he sped into the pit lane. And Ulman Barry the only other one with a 5-second stop go as well for speeding into the pit lane as well. So that is the rundown of the penalties for you guys. Recon out in front by 3.8 seconds. Jack definitely opting to go one stop here. 3.8 seconds, losing the time. 10.2 to Spike. He's only lost a second of the last 2 laps or so. Might not seem much, but he will lose it at the rate of knots. These guys are quicker. Lyronic's just overshooting the corner slightly. Thought there might have been a little 3-second time penalty being picked up there, to be honest, but it's still as you were between these two. Spike defending off Lyronix. Maybe in controversial circumstances, Spike could win this championship, because from what I might have gathered out of that side-by-side battle that we had with them through turn 11, it almost looked like Spike was taking the run across over the corner and gaining an unfair advantage on Lyronix. But I think this is the point in the race where Lyronix has got to show he wants this out on track, and he's got to pull in that gap to, I would say, around 4/10 coming onto the straight, and then he's got a great opportunity to get the move done. Navy into the pits then. That'll be for a set of medium compound tyres, I would imagine, to the end of this race. We'll watch on board with his pit stop now. And there's another set of soft compound tyres for Navy. Interesting strategy call. Has he been on a different... Was he on the mediums at the beginning of the race? I don't think so. Lyronix is a lot closer to Spike this time. Lyronix is through already on Spike. Breaks the toe out of the slipstream. He gives a bit of a weave as well. Spike trying to break out the toe as well. But Lyronix is now back through into P3. And whether he maintains it now, I think it's going to be the case. Who wants it most? Spike. Watch out for the straight line speed though, down the straight. Is he going to try it once again? We'll keep on board with this time, just to see if he tries to overrun the corner once again. Lyronix holds it firm. Good driving there. Good defensive driving there by Lyronix. Spike had nowhere to go. Tried to go around him. Not quite. And we're not going to get an overtake here, surely. Round the double right-hander. Oh my god. Hang on to whatever you've got with you. Honestly, this is going to be crazy. The last 10, 11 laps of this race is going to be crazy. It's Lyronix and Spike for the championship win, and it is the closest battle out on track. I'm afraid we can't give you any battle for the lead as Recon dominates out in front by nearly 15 seconds, that is. Spike, close, but not close enough down into turn 1. Of course, there are rumours circulating. I've heard certainly that they're going to be in the DRS zone down on that start-finish straight at... Thing is, Jack has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Lighty is into the pits. Down the start-finish straight, there is possibly going to be a third DRS zone. It's not confirmed, but I've heard a big rumour later on in the year that could be the case. Of course, Abu Dhabi being the last race of the season as well. Last race of the season here in TTL F1. Spike beginning to close in once again. Is he going to get the move done? Down the inside, he does. Plenty of overspeed, and Spike has got the move done. He's back up to P3. The yo-yo effect, as I like to call it, happening between these two. And what a battle this is turning out to be. They're both laying it on the line for the championship. Lyronix now in the DRS zone. He's going to be given the inside line. He should get the move done. And again, Lyronix is back through into P3. So chopping and changing these positions. But it all makes for great racing out on track. Spike, much better exit through the left, right, left of turns 11, 12 and 13. Now through 14, 15, 16, the double right-hander. Then through 17. This right-hander there. Then the double left at turns 18 and 19. Nice. Recon it into the pits. Not getting those tyres to the end. Jack, meantime, finally relinquishes from second place. 17 laps on mediums really takes a lot of tyre management around this track. Fantastic stuff. As Lyronix is into the pits as well. Lyronix is into the pits as well. I think he's tried something different here. He has tried something different, and he's going to try and do the undercut on Spike. Very intriguing tactic there from the German. We'll see if it pays off, possibly in the next couple of laps or so when Spike does decide to come into the pits. He will have to come into the pits. Recon then back out in a clear second place. Sean is going to be coming out in P4 with T1 and P5. Lyronix is just going to be caught up possibly with his teammate here. This is not what he wants. Lyronix is just ahead of Navy, and I think Navy might have just backed off there just to let him ahead. Possibly these two in a party working with each other. Good to see. Lyronix in clear air and Navy not getting involved in the championship battle. We'll focus on the two racing points actually. There's the closest battle out on track. Mays is finally relinquished from 9th position coming into the pits. So a soft compound tyres for him coming into the pits. Barry now back into the points as a result. Alan Kay now into P9, the Irishman. Going good. Navy then P7, just overshoots the chicane slightly. Might have picked up a warning there. Jack has picked up another 3-second time penalty. I think that's his second of the race. So watch on board with 10 laps to go. 9 if you're picky. Spike leads the way from Recon in second. Jack in third. Sean in fourth, T-Roll in fifth, Lyronix in sixth, Navy in seventh. All of this could begin to battle up. Lyronix, Navy. Spike is into the pits. Spike is in to the pits. Very long pit stop from him because the Mercedes garage is the first one coming into the pits. And a soft compound of tyres about to go on. Jack coming out the final corner. Lyronix, however, has picked up a 3-second time penalty and he tries to go down the inside of T-Roll. Bit of an unsavoury move there, possibly by Lyronix. I know he wants it, but he shouldn't want it that much. Spike is coming out of the tunnel section. I think he's going to be out ahead. Spike has done the overcut of a dream. It's an absolute miracle. Fantastic stuff on Spike. He gets the overcut done. Lyronix then trying to battle past Sean. He's just going to wait for the DRS. This is costly. He's going to try and lunge it down the inside here. Gap always closing. Bit of contact there. Lyronix, a little bit of communication error. Is he going to let Sean back through? He's just going to have to try and crack on with his race here. Around the outside he goes, around the hairpin. Sean and Navy now go side by side. Sean is the one that's ended up with no DRS as a result. Coming down the straight, Lyronix. Navy, oh, Sean having a bit of a moment. Locking up slightly. There was no lock up there. So just misjudging his braking point slightly. Navy now ahead of Sean as a result. So he's up to P5. Is Navy out on track? This is going to be intriguing. Recon running away with things. 10 seconds out in front. Navy just picked up a 3-second time penalty there through the camera shot. Spike, Lyronix. It is 3 points between Spike and Lyronix at this stage. It's not enough. It is not enough for him to win the championship for Spike. I can guarantee you that now. I think it's 8 points to gap. So Spike, I think, needs to get past Jack once again, who has done a brilliant undercut, I've got to say. 10 seconds off Recon, same strategy, brilliant call. He's up in second place. Spike pitting a lap later as a result. So Jack is into P2. To think he started from P14, there's the outcome. Sean is into the pits. In the meantime, we'll go on board with that. Coming on to soft compound of tyres for Sean. So he'll be going on those to the end. T-Roll's just going to come past him down the straight as well. So Sean will be in clear air coming down. That was T4 flashing past the pit wall through. Under the tunnel section he comes. And he's out into P8 position. So Sean back out. Relatively calm now out on track. But don't let that be the end of the action, because we're going to be seeing a lot before the end of the race. I can guarantee you that Lyronix and Spike will come very close towards the end of this race. But Recon leads the way. It's 9.5 seconds from Jack in second, Spike in third, Lyronix in fourth, Navy in fifth, Lighty sixth with T-Roll seventh, Sean in eighth, Mays in ninth. Barry now is back into the pits. So he decides to pit in. That is for soft compound of tyres, I would imagine. That puts him out of the points. Alan Kay now back into the points as a result. Good conservative driving from Alan Kay, but he is picking up the points, and that is what matters more at the end of the day. It's fantastic stuff. T-Roll driving nicely in 7th place, trying to catch Lighty, his teammate. And a quicker set of tyres, but of course, remember the softs will begin to wear out towards the end of this race. My voice begins to go just slightly. Fastest lap of the race will be going towards Recon. Oh, will be going to Recon, I should say. 36.6 is his fastest lap. 36.688 for Jack. Very close. 3/300ths of a second, I make that out as. T-Roll across the line. Ulman Barry is out of the race. Ratai is out of the race. Not sure if he's crashed it out on track. Yellow flag in sector 2. They're not through this section here. Green flag's now in operation. Is he coming up towards... Is he retired it out on track? Or is it through the hairpin, possibly? Let's have a look. Nope, no flags there. So Ulman Barry out of the pits. And out of the race, it seems. Not sure what happened. Maybe more people get some sort of message towards the end of the race. In the meantime, though, not really much happening. Recon leads the way by 9.1 seconds. It's now 8.9. Jack trying to close that gap. Spike in third with Lyronics in fourth. Navy in fifth. 3.8 seconds separate the two championship leaders as we start lap 23 out of 28. Here at the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. 6 laps to go. Recon leads the way. Ulman Barry leaves the session. Not picking up any points, unfortunately, for him. Recon leading the way, 9 seconds the gap. Jack in second. Spike coming around the final corner in third. Then it's Lyronics coming around the final corner in fourth. 4 seconds off. 4.1 seconds off. Just beginning to drift out slightly, that gap. Nevi in fifth, sticking well to his teammate. Dutchman trying to hang on to the German. Lighty in sixth, Tivo in seventh, Sean in eighth, Mays in ninth, and Alan K in 10th at this stage of the race. And of course, Yas Marina, big influence in championship battles throughout the ages in Formula 1. And we'd be hoping for more here tonight between Spike and Lyronics. Of course, penalty situation, what you guys might want to see. So we'll have a look on board. Recon with 2 warnings, no penalties. Jack with 2 penalties, 2 successive penalties on 2 laps there, 18 and 19. Spike with 2 penalties. He hasn't picked up any warnings though, interestingly, since that last penalty. Lyronics with 2 penalties. Navy with 4 penalties. Might be dropping out of the top 5 possibly. 2 penalties for Lighty. T-Raw with a penalty, with a warning. Sorry. Sean with 2 warnings. Mays with nothing, good to see, and Alan K with a 5-second time penalty, and that is it because everyone else has DNF'd out of the race. 3.8 seconds though. Recon now onto lap 24 out of 28. 5 laps to go here in TTL F1. Well, fantastic championship finale this has been so far, and with 5 laps to go, anything can still happen out on track. And trust me, it can. This track is unpredictable, and it will. It will. Trust me. Never had a boring race round here, and I don't think this one will get boring anytime soon. But Recon leading the way from Jack in second, Spike in third, Lyronics fourth, Navy in fifth, pretty much as you were. Lighty, T-Raw, Sean, Mays, and Alan K filling out the top 10 out on track. Lyronics may have had a little bit of a moment there out of the hairpin. 4.3 seconds separating Spike, who's just beginning to try and pull away now, the Brit from the German. Of course, not good enough for the championship win for Spike. It's going to be falling short, I'm afraid, of the expectations of him. In the meantime, I'll check through the comments. I haven't checked through the comments in quite a while, so I'll have a look on board. Jeffrey saying, good evening, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Come on, Navy, you can do better. And have a look at Recon. Yeah, Recon, 8 seconds out in front, but Jack beginning to just close in slightly. He is eating away at that gap every single lap, but the tyres are going to start going up very shortly indeed. 3-second time penalty as well there for Jack. That's his third of the race. Recon, easy win, and let's go Dave, get in there mate, he says as well. Fantastic battling between Spike and Lyronics is what we want to see. I'm just going to come on board with championship permutations. Championship permutations, it's third and fourth at this stage for Spike and Lyronics. None of them have got fastest laps. So at looking at the standings, 183 to 174. Spike will only be gaining 3 points. Profit, if you like. 3 points margin to Lyronix. It'll be 5 points at the end of this title race. As it stands, anything can still happen. 4 laps to go. Penalty or 2 could swing it either way, you know. This is what we're talking about. Lyronix trying to maintain temperature in those tyres. He's pulled away from Navy. Interestingly, T-War trying to get closer to Lighty, the two McLarens. 3 seconds away, closest what you could call a battle out on track. But T-War trying to close in on his teammate. Of course, after that disconnect earlier on in the race, he was running in a very solid a net P2 or net P3, I think it was, before he disconnected. Real unlucky story of the race, I think, there for T-War. But doing a nice job in 7th place, trying to reclaim some of his unfortunate disconnect losses. But Recon out in front, Jack in 2nd, Spike in 3rd, Lyronix in 4th, just getting a bit edgy there. 3.4 seconds, gap has came down. Spike, I think, has made a mistake out on track somewhere. Unless he's saving up the ERS, I wonder. Interesting, but Lyronix has definitely gained over the last few corners or so. I think Spike must have had a moment somewhere out on track. We didn't catch it on stream, I'm afraid. 3.4 seconds. 3 laps to go for the championship. It is Spike and Lyronix. T-War, as I say, getting closer to Lighty. We'll come on board with that. As soon as it gets to around a second, I'll go on board with that. Recon and Jack, though, in the meantime, leading the way. Been dominant drives, I've got to say, from Recon. Looking at the possibilities of penalties ahead, Recon has not picked up a penalty yet. And Jack has picked up 3 penalties. Spike has picked up 2, I make that out as. And Lyronix has picked up 2 as well. So they've got to stay within 6 seconds, really, of Jack. They've got to gain 5 seconds each. Lyronix has got to gain 8 seconds. Spike is going to gain 5 seconds. And then they'll be within that P2 range. Don't think it's going to be likely, though. He needs to gain quick time, Spike. He needs to put in qualifying lap after qualifying lap after qualifying lap if he wants to think of trying to outdo Lyronix. But even that is not going to be good enough for Spike. Coming through the middle sector once again. Now through the final sector into the entrance into the final sector. Recon, Jack and Spike filling out the top 3 out on track. Lyronix in 4th, Navy in 5th, Lighty in 6th, T-War in 7th, Sean in 8th, Mate in 9th, Alan K in 10th. Pretty much as you were. The positions have not changed for quite a while. Come under the grandstand section. 3 seconds now, the gap. Lyronix beginning to try and eat into that advantage. Just little bit after little bit. Beautiful helicopter cam. Coming on to the penultimate lap of the race for the 2 championship leaders. It is Recon who still leads the way. Jack in 2nd, Spike in 3rd, Lyronix in 4th, Navy, Lighty, T-War. Still 2 seconds that gap. Beginning to try and gain on his teammate. Lighty under pressure and has picked up a 3-second time penalty as well. That could swing into Raw's favour. Apologies. Recon 6.9 seconds out in front. Jack, if this was honestly a 100% race, I would favour Jack for the win, but he's closing in that gap. He's edging closer. 1.2 seconds gain over the last 3 laps. Recon under pressure and losing time. Jack 4 tenths down in the first sector compared to Recon, who's 1.6 seconds down. Jack running around 2 tenths quicker this laps on average, I think. So looking good. 2.5 seconds now out on track, and Spike with 11% of ERS compared to 28% of ERS. Do the maths, is about 17-18% of ERS extra for Lyronix out on track. He's not close enough though. Lyronix is not close enough. Both of them have got 2 penalties. There is Spike and there is Lyronix just coming through camera shot now. Navy has dropped off 6.3 seconds. On to the final lap though for Recon. He's 6.5 seconds out in front. It's been a total domination out on track, I've got to say, by Recon. My prediction of the race winner is going to be coming right here tonight. I think it's going to be fantastic for him to pick up that. Spike is losing time to Jack, interestingly. He's a lot of pressure on the tyres, but he's losing time. 12.7 seconds. He's lost about a second Lighty picks up a 3-second time penalty. They come through the infamous turn 3. This is the real last moment where they could spin it out on track. Spike looking good, but again Lyronix just eating into that margin. Couple more laps and who knows what could be. But on the final lap, Recon coming through the end, or towards the end of the middle sector, through the second chicane, or coming up towards the second chicane, left, right, left. Recon has dominated out on track. We're going to focus on ball with him onto the final sector. 1 minute through the middle sector there, not bad. Recon 6.2 seconds ahead of Jack, not getting any closer. And it is going to be the Dutchman Recon who is going to take the win here tonight in TTL F1. But anything could still happen. There could be a 3-second time penalty getting picked up very shortly. I don't want to see any penalties from either of these two. They could swing the championship either way. Recon through the final 2 corners, through turn 20, then through turn 21. It's going to be Recon who's going to take the win here. Fireworks light up the night sky in Abu Dhabi, and Recon takes the win impressively in the end. Jack with the penalties, he is going to finish second, I do believe. It is going to be Spike coming across the line to finish in third. However, as hard as he tries, it's not going to be good enough, I'm afraid. Spike across the line in third, but your championship winner is going to be Lyronix, and he celebrates coming across the line. Bit of a weave. Lyronix across the line in fourth. Navy across the line in fifth, picking up the penalties. Might be interesting to see how Lighty and T-Wall getting closer still to Lighty towards the end of this race here. Lighty is going to hold him off, I think, for 6th. Watch out for the penalties, though. Could swing either way. Alan Kay across the line already in 10th. Lighty across the line in 6th. T-Wall across the line in 7th, as I said. Watch out for the penalties, and indeed they swap positions. Sean across the line in 7th. Lighty loses a further position, and Mays is going to be waiting a bit of a time for Mays here. Coming into the end of the middle sector now, and a man in P9, but solid points for the Ferrari boys. And I think because of Warren's apologies again, just picking up on the constructors for third, McLaren have outdone Red Bull. McLaren have outdone Red Bull for third place in the constructors standings here tonight. T-Raw and Lighty, double point scoring finish for them. 6th and 8th, so that is 8 and 4 points, 12 points. They were 5 points behind McLaren on 122 in the end. Mays about to come across the line though to finish in a very solid 9th place. My voice goes to the end of this stream. Sadly, Kevin McGinley not here to do commentator's corner. Hopefully we'll get some reaction though in the comment section from the guys and in the chat on PSN. I'll have a gander through the messages. But Recon has taken the victory here, but your championship winner is Lyronix. The German takes his first ever TTG title, either in TTL F1, TTL F2 or TTFL, and I think it's going to make up for his mistakes of last week in TTFL on a Friday night. He's in that championship battle. Not really sure what happened to him out on track, but all I know he's at the championship battle, I'm afraid, in TTFL, which is a shame. But here is your unofficial results. Official, unofficial results. I get XP. Fantastic. Job's a good one. Alan Kay has left the session, but it is Recon who takes the win with a dominating drive out on track to win here in Abu Dhabi. The fireworks go off in the background. Jack gets my drive of the day vote, 2nd place from 14th on the grid. Fantastic drive from the Mercedes. Spike in 3rd. Lyronix, your championship winner, in 4th. Not taking the fastest lap. That went to Recon. Navy across the line in 5th. T-Bo in 6th. Sean in 7th. Lighty in 8th. Mays in 9th. Alan Kay in 10th. All 10 finished with Oldman Barry, Dill Warren, Crazy Legs and the Goat not finishing out on track, which is a shame. We would have liked everyone to finish out on track, of course. Time for your reaction though in the comment section and in the chat. I'm really chuffed for Lyronix, who was taking the victory here tonight in TTL F1, and some fantastic wins. Well done Lyronix, very well deserved. Spike wishing them well there, and wishing them congratulations. Well done as well from Jack. He says, good pace, Recon, well deserved. I think Recon definitely outdoing him for pace there. Great fight, Team Mercedes, Lyronic saying that in the comments, in the PSN chat as well. Hopefully you do forgive me, there's not going to be any streams here, there's not going to be any interviews here tonight. My voice is going at a rate of knots. I should be back on commentary tomorrow for TTFL though. In the meantime, I'm just going to tune back into the comment section though on YouTube before we end this stream, just to see how everyone thought of that race. Navy wishing congratulations to his teammate Lyronics. Lyronics not in the comment section, but Jeffrey wishing him well as well, and Navy and Maze also, and Spike obviously coming in and saying congratulations Lyronics, well deserved. And I think congratulations has to go to Lyronics, makes up for last week, and I'm sure Lyronics will take that on board with him going ahead into TTL F1 next season. More details about that will be coming out very shortly, I do believe. In the meantime, I'll end off with a bit of like a stream, like sort of end off, just a bit of housekeeping really about TTL F2. Now I'm the head admin for TTL F2 now, so I'm in charge of the organisation of the league, in charge of you guys as drivers. If you haven't reserved your car yet, please do it as a matter of urgency. You will have until 12 UK time Sunday afternoon. Any messages I get after that will not be considered. That means you do not get a seat. It's as simple as that. I'm not wasting my time trying to pursue all the drivers where we could get some brand new faces into TTL F2, spice things up a little bit and add more clean and competitive racing into. So you've got until Sunday to put down whether you want to join. TTL F1 drivers, you're very, very welcome if you haven't signed up to sign up. After Sunday, I will be releasing interested drivers. Send a message to me. I will put you down into the sign-ups chat. And that is pretty much end from me. There is going to be a brand new event coming to this channel as well, TTL F2 Challenge Cup. Details of which have been released in the chat, so go on to the PSN chat and have a look at what is going to be a very unique event, and it is going to be, of course, live streamed here on TTTV. But for me, Jimshead14, I bid you farewell. Congratulations to Lyronics for taking the victory here tonight. A well-deserved championship win, I should say. Didn't take the victory, it was Recon who took the victory. Well-deserved win from him. And until TTL F1, there is an event next week. It should be getting covered. Kieran McGinley and Andy hopefully should be back next week. If Andy is not back with the internet, I certainly will be. Thank you very much for watching though in the meantime. And until then, I've been James Head. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.